Working to learn more about a child sex abuse case. How was a man able to check out a Kirby High School student while pretending to be her brother? WREG's Raven Copeland reports from Hickory Hill, where many are just shocked and disappointed this evening.
A disturbing situation reported at Kirby High School this week. Memphis police say 23-year-old Kevin Talley Jr. checked a 16-year-old student out of school after he pretended to be her brother.
I'm not sure as to why that was accepted or allowed at the school, but they definitely need to do more thorough and deep research and getting those IDs and everything and making sure they're getting and keeping track of who's taking the students out of the school.
The affidavit shows Talley then drove to an unknown location and engaged in a sexual act with the child. After, Memphis police say the suspect drove to a Walgreens to get money out of an ATM, but he allegedly refused and attempted to leave the teen, but she jumped back into the car. Talley's accused of dropping the child off at Kirby High, where she told deputies about the sexual act and Talley's refusal to pay her the $60 that he allegedly promised. The teen also told police that she met the suspect on an app called Plenty of Fish.
My biggest concern with that is allowing the children on devices too early, allowing them on certain apps too early. A lot of these parents, they know that the children are on these apps. They don't screen the apps. They don't check behind their children. And that's where we fail our children daily.
Talley, who's now charged with statutory rape, told police that he believed the child was of legal age. As the investigation continues, a Hickory Hill mother hopes this is a learning lesson for parents and the school district.
When you don't watch them, when you're not looking, when they don't think that you are looking or watching, that's where you allow people to come in and they take over and they take your children and do what God knows what.
What kind of stupid question is that? How did a 23-year-old was able to go on school campus and no one couldn't tell that it was because he's 23 years old, people, he looked like a student. Of course, somebody in their early 20s gonna look like that they're still in high school or look like high school students, and you can look at him and tell. You can look at him and tell that, yeah, he might go there. So that's probably why they didn't decide to see if he were a student there or family there or not or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's crazy right there though, man. He pulling some R. Kelly shit right there. This nigga here was pulling some R. Kelly shit. Cause there was rumors that R. Kelly used to do some stuff like that. He'll pull up on school campus and be messing with these little young girls and everything like that. This dude here pulling some R. Kelly stuff. But yeah, they claiming that these two right here met on this app called Plenty of Fish. And, you know, I don't know, man. I keep hearing about that app, man. That's like maybe the 10th time I heard about that app called Plenty of Fish, though. And I hear a lot of people get robbed or get set up meeting up one another, though. So I don't know, man. There's something going on with that app, though, called Plenty of Fish. Because I've been hearing that a lot of people be meeting up with each other on that app, and I've been hearing people getting robbed or females setting these dudes up to get robbed and everything like that. Something's going on with that app, though, man. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people seem to like to mess with that app to go meet up with people and everything like that, though, man. But come on, bro. You 23 years old, bro. How long you been out of high school? If you even finished high school, what kind of dummy gonna go up on school campus where there's a lot of witnesses there, probably looking at you, probably wondering, this man here don't even go there. You know, school's already funny acting anyway. I mean, goddamn, bro. And you paying this girl right here $60 though. So apparently, this little teenager girl right here is a prostitute. Cause they ain't no telling what she said to this nigga through the app. She probably told this nigga on the app like, "Hey, you know, I'll give it up to you for $60 or whatever thing like that." You know how it is though. He found some stupid young girl, and he probably willing to pay her, saying, "Hey, I'll pay you $60 though," because you know this nigga here so broke he can't even go find him a prostitute. Instead, he'd rather go out there and mess with these young girls, though. Hey, I'll just go mess with these young girls. It'd be a lot cheaper. Is that why you don't want to go mess with a prostitute? I mean, come on, man. There's a lot of prostitutes out there. I'm talking about grown adult prostitute women's out there in your area, bro. And you couldn't go out and go find your prostitute. So instead, you want to be cheap and go down to that cheap road and go messing with little kids and everything like that. And I agree with that black woman said, though, man. Parents really need to start checking on what these kids be doing, though. And it's just like what I was saying a couple of days ago about the Reebok stuff, the stuff about these pedos, man. This is what I'm talking about these kids talking to these strangers out there, man. You know, and you know what I'm saying. Even though the adults are the ones that should be the smarter one, that sit there and say that they should not be talking to kids as well, but some of that blame got going to these kids because these kids keep talking to these weirdos on these apps, keep talking to these sickos. I mean, what's going on with you dudes that's in y'all's 20s, man? I've been taking notice of that. It'd be a lot of these little young niggas that's in their early 20s messing with these young girls, man. Like, come on, man. You like in your early 20s, man. You can go out and go get grown adult women that's like in their 20s or in their 30s. I don't know what's going on with you young little niggas out there. Man, when I was 20 years old, man, I was going out there pulling a lot of women that was my age, that's in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s. Man, when I was in my 20s, man, I don't know what's wrong with you motherfuckers that's in y'all early 20s now, man. Y'all niggas just I don't know, just decide to go the low road and just start and still wants to mess with little girls. Man, when I got up out of high school, when I graduated out of high school, when I was in my early 20s, my main focus was on grown adult women's. I wanted to get out of that high school mentality. You know, when you graduate from high school, you know what I'm saying, you're in your 20s and you're old enough to drink, you know, you're a man now. You can go out there and mess with older women's out there that's around your age range if you're like in your 20s and shit like that, though. But for some reason, you got dudes like these that's like in their early 20s still stuck in that mentality like they still in high school, still going around messing with high school students and everything like that. I don't get these sick dudes, man. I really don't get them, man. And now you label as a pedo now, bro. You label as a pedophile. You know? And that teenager girl, whoever you are, you a prostitute. That's what you are. You found some nigga on the app that's treating you like a prostitute. So evidently she's a prostitute. That's what she is. She's a prostitute. And I don't know who that little young girl is, but whoever you are, you a straight up prostitute. Because you let this nigga here sit there and persuade you, because why would this nigga want to pay you $60? Evidently, you telling this nigga that you'll let this nigga smash if he pay you $60. Because mama and daddy ain't giving you no money to go to school and everything like that. So this is the way for you to make your hustle right here. Is that what you young girls are doing now? You young girls out there don't want to go out and go get a freaking job, but instead y'all want to become prostitutes and everything like that. Y'all want to be pimped by somebody? Okay. But I promise y'all that ain't the path y'all want to take. That's not the path you young girls out there want to take. But if y'all want to go out there, act like a bunch of little prostitute little hoes and want to become prostitute on the streets, hey, that's y'all's choice. But I guarantee you, y'all going to regret it in the end. You're going to regret it. Instead of staying in school, sticking to the books, getting your education, y'all want to become early prostitutes by niggas like these, scumbags like these on what you see right here. Shaking my head, man. Shaking my head. You know? And why would you go to school campus? Again, why would you go on school campus where there's a lot of eyewitnesses there, bro? And another thing is, the 16-year-old girl, whoever you're picking you up, she backdoor you. You heard what she said. She sat there and ratted you out, because how did they know that y'all talked on? How did y'all know? I mean, how did they know that y'all was talking on this app called Plenty of Fish, whatever it's called? How did they know that? How did they know that you was gonna pay her $60? How did they know that you was picking her up? I mean, yeah, you did went up there and told the people that you was her brother, but how did they know that you was gonna pay her $60? And how did they know that you met her on Plenty of Fish? You know why? Because she just snaked you out, bro. This girl sat there and ratted you out. Try to play it off like, yeah, he he said he was gonna pay me $60 or $70 and doing this and that. You know, he manipulated me. You know, that young girl sat there and played it that way because these little teenagers out there know they can get away with it, and they know dudes like y'all can't get away with it because they know that you're 20-something years old, but you're 22 or 23 years old. They know that. So why would you trust somebody? I mean, I don't know how long these two been talking though. They might know each other for a minute though. You know what I'm saying? But still, she backdoor you, bro. Now you label as a pedophile now. Now you're all on the news. Now you label as a pedophile and all that type of stuff, bro. Now you label as that. She don't ruin your life. You should be mad about that. For that young girl's for her sake, she better watch her back. If they don't tell her what this dude's gonna do when he make bail, he probably gonna try to do harm to you. Ain't no telling. But hey, it is what it is, people. This old sick bastard here. Anyway, peace.